Hey you guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about an issue that I've been asked about a couple of times over the last period of time, and so I figured I'd just make a video. This is just solely from my understanding, my opinion, my experience, and nothing more. So don't shoot the messenger for my opinions, and hopefully this gives you another perspective. So the main question that I was asked was, what do I think about the HR 620 bill that was apparently passed in the House, which basically, to my understanding, gives businesses a longer period of time to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act and not be sued. Okay. I'm okay with that. Because I think this is a bigger issue. I feel like the ADA as a whole needs to be revamped. And side note, before I forget, I was already sent a message of somebody panicking that they feel the president will sign off on this because they don't like him. Kathleen Rice is a Democrat who co-sponsored this bill. So let's put both sides out of this right now. Let's just come together as Americans and realize that we're never going to get everything that we want, and we're never going to not get something that we want. But as long as we're talking about it, a resolution can come to pass. If the ADA was perfect, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. And it has existed. The pre-existing buildings clause goes back to 1990, which means that the ADA has been around even longer than that, which, if it was perfect, excuse me, and if it was doing its job to the best of its ability, we wouldn't be having issues over whether or not things are handicap accessible. We would not be having that issue, and we still are, because people don't comply anyway. So what's wrong with trying another tactic? I know it might seem scary to some people that they don't have the support now in their minds, which we don't know. It's still early. We don't know how this is going to come to pass. But people are feeling that this is going to leave businesses vulnerable to not comply at all. Well, in my opinion, some don't comply at all. And when they do to the least of their ability. Meaning, oh, we have to be wheelchair accessible. Let's just slap that handicap sticker on, let's say, for instance, our bathroom and claim that it's wheelchair accessible. Meanwhile, I go in there, I have to leave the door open because my chair won't fit in there. Which means I have to have somebody who's in there. Hopefully I do have somebody in there with me, because most times I'm independent and I can go in by myself, but I will have to stop somebody who's already in another stall and say, can you stay in the big part and watch who comes in the door, that they don't look into this stall. That's just one example. So I think it's a broader issue, and I feel like we need to meet in the middle. Fine, if you want to give people more time to comply, make sure that they do comply and do it correctly, where we're not half-assing it anymore. Send them a letter, or make them check in periodically, or send one of your lazy ass people who works in the office to the business to see the progress, to see whether or not it is accessible. We would not be having this issue if the ADA was perfect. I'm going to repeat that. At least it's being talked about. And I don't like the anger that everybody has when they disagree with something nowadays, but I like the passion. If this is an issue that you feel passionate about, do something about it. Make a business you know of wheelchair accessible. Instead of bitching and complaining, make your place the best that you can make it so that you get the business. That's called competition. I used to want to be one of those people that ran around and, caught businesses that weren't wheelchair accessible, handicap accessible, whatever you want to call it. Because I know there's, walkers and crutches and what have you. I used to be one of those people, but that doesn't get you anywhere. My mother has helped me fire a general manager at an arena that was not accessible. But just this year, as I've grown as a person, I've realized that I get further in my missions when I help. So I've called places that I've had iffy experiences in, and I offered my assistance. Start small in your communities. I'm trying to help people across the country because it's a hub. It's a big place that a lot of people go to. I'm not going to put them on the spot right now, but it's not very wheelchair accessible. And again, if the Americans with Disabilities Act was perfect, it would be. So it's up to us as individuals to offer our help. This is, like I said, I know I'm touching on a few different topics in this, but it's a bigger issue than just, oh my god, they're gonna, let these people slide and not comply. Because you have one side saying it's gonna hold the ADA more accountable, to have them hold businesses more accountable, and the other side is saying that it doesn't. So, which is it? That's what you really have to decide for yourself. And for me, I'm willing to see where it goes. I'm willing to see, okay, if we give them more time to comply, but help them along and, check in and make sure that they are doing what they're saying they're going to do, and it's adequate, it's not half-assed, like I said before, where you just slap something on and say that it's equipped, then we're getting somewhere. But I'm not going to condemn this, especially because one side sponsored it, and then you're telling me that you think the other side is going to pass it because they hate America and, whatever. I'm not going to get into politics of what you think, but apparently a Democrat co-sponsored it, and most of the Republicans voted for it. So, okay, what is the good in it that we as Americans can highlight and work with? Because I don't... It's the way that things are implemented is very important, and it gets very lost. So I think we as quote-unquote disabled people, you know how I hate that term, but we as disabled people, if we talk more about our personal experiences at specific places and help them. Start in our communities. We will get more places than if we rely on this big organization or the government itself. I know people hate when I say that because, you know, that's the whole other issue, but I don't want to be beholden to the government. So we can start here. You know, if you can't write or you can't, you know, call places or whatever, reach out to other disabled people who can and are willing to help you. Voice your concerns to them, and let's get the ball rolling that way in our specific communities, and then watch the change happen. But I would strongly suggest that you hold tight right now, because I do think that this isn't as terrible as you're thinking that it is. Because like I said, this could be happening, and I don't want to get woo-woo or anything, but this could be happening because the ADA was not great to begin with. So let's tear down what we once knew that it was and make it better. If that's all that comes out of it, great. And I'm not saying tear it down like because it's terrible. You know, some people, I understand, have, you know, gotten good things out of the Americans with Disabilities Act, but it is very flawed. So why not try something else? As long as these people are getting follow-ups in their longer period of time to fix their businesses, okay. I'm okay with that. I am. Because do you want it fast or do you want it done right? Give them time to actually do it in an adequate way. And I'm rambling on for almost 13 minutes now, so I'm going to end this. But these are my thoughts, and I do have a petition myself to help the Americans with Disabilities Act make things more handicap equipped. And that's very general for a reason. Because you just want it. I just want it done right. You know, if it's going to take longer, fine. But I just want everything to be able to be accessible to everyone. So, if that means revising the Americans with Disabilities Act or doing a bill myself, I'm all for it. So please, I'm going to put the petition in the description box. Please sign it. And I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.